Hi, my name is Alan Lamont. This video is about the Antichrist that is here. The Bible does predict a beast, we know that according to Revelation 17. And it comes out of the great whore. The great whore is seated on 7 mountains. And that great woman is the mother of abominations, dressed in purple and scarlet. So the Antichrist will come from Rome. Now I understand that we are looking for the Antichrist as Christians, trying to predict who he will be, where he will come from. There's a lot of speculation. Will he be a Muslim Messiah? Will he be a president of a nation? But I want you to ask yourself a question. Who else could be the Antichrist but the Pope? Think about that. Think about the worship that the Pontiff has over millions and millions of Catholics. Think about the power the papacy has over the ecumenical movement, over the World Council of Churches, over Masonry, over all religions, over all the cults. Every nation sends their ambassadors to Rome. Even places like Africa, you have Robert Mugabe. He was trained by the Jesuits, and he was knighted by Prince Charles and Queen Elizabeth into the Order of the Bath, high Masonic knighthood under the crown. But this covers the entire earth. We're not just talking about world leaders who go out of obligation or go out of tradition. We're talking about the very leaders who are actually positioned by Rome. That's the truth. Barack Obama, he has a Jesuit doctorate from Jesuit Notre Dame University. Joe Biden has Jesuit alumni degrees. Bill Clinton graduated from Jesuit Georgetown University. Francis Hollande graduated from the HEC. He's the French president. And the list goes on and on and on. Revelation 17 says they give their kingdom unto the beast. Now I'm going to read from Revelation chapter 5. This is what I believe is happening now, right now. Verse 1. And I saw on the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written, within and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel, proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the seals, and to loose the seals thereof? Now I'm going to go to Revelation chapter 6, verse 1. I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder. And one of the 4 beasts said, Come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer. This is the first seal. Now he comes with a bow. He doesn't come with any arrows, just a bow. He does not come to bring warfare. He comes to bring peace. He comes to conquer the earth on a white horse. Jesus Christ comes on a white horse, but this man is the Antichrist. When the first seal is opened, he conquers the earth. This is what's happening with the Vatican today. But the papacy has had control of world politics for generations and generations. I'm talking over 1,000 years. Had complete control over the governments of the earth. The Jesuit order was the first intelligence organisation. The first. They trained British MI5, SIS, MI6, the OSS, later to become the CIA. Incidentally, the man who created that was William Donovan. He was a Vatican Knight of Malta. They're all harlot daughters of Rome. They're all abominations of Rome. The world is in complete darkness and complete blindness as to the truth. And regarding this New World Order and people looking for the Antichrist, I understand that. I was at that place years ago. I understand that. But listen, ask yourself that question. Who else could be the Antichrist but the Pope of Rome? When he comes to a land or a nation and he sets foot on that nation, the governments turn, the media turns, everything turns to his worship. That's the way it is. Look at Pope Francis and his soon visit to Israel, and Perez saying that he will invite him, and all of the world's leaders in the press today, all worshipping the beast, all worshipping the Pope. There's Pope worship, and it's accelerating and accelerating. This is just the beginning. The Bible says the whole world will wander after the beast. Now listen, let me ask you another question. Do you think a politician could receive that kind of worship? I don't think so. Do you think a Muslim Messiah? I don't think so. But you go to St. Peter's Basilica and you watch the Pope of Rome as he sits upon his throne, and you will see a man being worshipped. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 says that he sits in a temple showing himself that he is God. As I've said in my last video, that's a throne. He's seated upon a throne and he's crowned as a monarch, the universal monarch. That's the ultimate conspiracy of the Vatican, is to have the Pope worship from Jerusalem. So here we have a high Jesuit provincial about to go to Jerusalem too, an Israeli president who was trained by the Jesuits. They're coming out in the open now because they know that 99.9% of the people on this planet have no revelation, and the Church of Jesus Christ, sadly, is looking everywhere else for the Antichrist because they believe in a rapture. Now, I'm not saying this just to, stir things up. I personally don't believe in a rapture, a preacher of rapture. I don't believe in it. I believe we'll go through it. But that's open for people to have their own opinion. So I'm not bringing that out just to, provoke people. That's not what I'm doing. But what I am saying is this. The reason why I say that is because people believe that because of the pre-trib rapture, as in the rapture will take place at the beginning of the tribulation, as soon as we see the Antichrist sign this 7-year agreement, then that's it, we're taken out of here. And people say the rapture's coming at any moment. But where is this 7-year agreement? Where is the third rebuilt Jewish temple? I want you to know, whoever you are listening to me, if you're a Christian, I want you to know this. Or even if you're not a Christian, whoever you are, listen to me right now. Just listen. Who today has the power over the one world religion? Who is it that's brought all religions together? Was it Islam? No. It was the papacy. Through the Pope of Rome, Pope John Paul II. He travelled all across the earth to bring this one world religion. And there will be a third rebuilt Jewish temple. It will be. But it will be a Masonic temple. If you look at the structure of masonry and the degrees of masonry, you see the heart of it is to build Solomon's temple. And this is what the Vatican crusading knights are fighting for today. This is their whole purpose, is for the Pope of Rome to be worshipped from the Temple Mount, Mount Moriah, fulfilling 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. As he then ultimately sits in the temple, the holy temple, and he sets up his abomination in the Holy of Holies. And Jesus Christ said, whoever reads the book of Daniel, let him understand. That's Daniel 9 verse 27. He will cause the sacrifices and oblations to cease. Those are animal sacrifices. There will be a temple. And it's coming soon. Now the reason why I quoted that from Revelation 5 and chapter 6 is because the seals, I do believe, are about to be opened The Lord is going to open the seal. Now we know there's many seals, but the first seal is opened when the Antichrist rises and he goes forth, conquering and conquering. I want to tell you right now, this Pope Francis, he is going forth. I mean, there's an acceleration with this man as soon as he became the Pope of Rome. I mean, you think about the papacy. You had, John Paul I who was poisoned. You had John Paul II who obviously, became really a sick man. And then you had Pope Benedict who retired just after a few years. But this Pope with his charisma and his energy and his propaganda, washing people's feet and so on, and his love and his compassion. I mean, the Jesuits are putting a lot of spin on this, a lot of propaganda. And, the Catholic-controlled media, is absolutely causing the press across the earth to just worship this Pope of Rome. This is just the beginning. The world is going to worship the beast. And the question I said before, I'll say it again. Who else receives worship like this? Could Obama? Really? Just listen to what the newspapers say about Obama. What the press says about Obama. Do you really think Barack Obama has the power? He's under the power of the CFR. He's under the power of the Jesuits. So is Joe Biden. So is Hillary Clinton. So is Bill Clinton. So is Reagan. They're just tools of the society of Jesus. There's a quotation, a very powerful one. Talks about the Jesuits. Their handle is in Rome and their point is everywhere. Have you ever watched the news and watched them all pointing up with the index finger? With one finger pointing up in the air. Have you ever noticed that? I've noticed that. Do you know what that is? That's a signal. Their point is everywhere. They're a sword. The whole purpose of the Jesuit order is Inquisition. Counter-Reformation and Inquisition. At the moment, the Vatican has on a mask. And it's deceiving the world. People in history knew the papacy. Abraham Lincoln knew the Jesuits of Rome. Why do you think the Jesuits were expelled from over 80 nations? Well, 83 to be specific. Why do you think they were even suppressed and abolished forever by Pope Clement and all the monarchies of Europe? Because they are committed to bringing death and destruction and war. If you read the Jesuit oath, it reveals to overthrow all governments and monarchies, to bring the whole world under the universal power and worship of the Pope of Rome. And what will happen is this. First of all, the Vatican has already created a one world government. It already has brought all religions together. It already rules over the Masonic, apostate Protestant churches. Already. But when the Pope of Rome takes full power over the Temple Mount after destroying the Vatican, the Jesuit order will then bring about their final Inquisition, their ultimate complete counter-reformation. According to the Word of God, it will be a papal Inquisition. It will be a war on the saints against those who do not receive the mark of the beast. This is hard for us to comprehend today. But it's coming soon. Sooner than you think. Final conclusion. The first seal is about to be opened in heaven by the Lord himself. We're about to enter the Great Tribulation. Who else could be the Antichrist? Ask yourself, who else could be the man of sin? Except the Pope of Rome, who is worshipped with every world leader subordinate to him. That's why they all go to the papacy. They go in subordination because he is the King of all kings. He's the Prince of all princes. My name is Alan Lamont. Thanks for listening. And as always, all roads lead to Rome.